And we are back. Welcome back to my Copa America prediction series after a night where I'm not going to be too disappointed with what I went for. I did predict correctly the Venezuela 3 wins out of 3. And like I said yesterday as well, fair play to them. Not many people predicted them to get out of the group. I predicted them to finish bottom of the group with 0 points. So for them to win all 3 games is a massive achievement for them. And I'm not going to complain about not getting the Ecuador-Mexico prediction right. I said there was a very strong possibility it would be 0-0. I just felt that Ecuador would get a go-ahead goal, which would then lead to Mexico having to fully go for it and then Ecuador getting a second on the counter. So I'm not going to complain about the actual result being 0-0, but Mexico fans, what are you saying? Should you have had a penalty? Should you have had 2 penalties? Was the referee right not to overturn the first decision? Was the referee right to overturn the second decision? From what I've seen of the highlights of it, I think they did get both decisions correctly, but also Santiago Jimenez with arguably 3 golden opportunities to get a goal that would have seen Mexico progress. But sadly, it was Venezuela and Ecuador, as I did predict yesterday, that ended up going through to the quarterfinals. And we now move on to Group C of Matchday 3, where there is still a possibility of all 4 teams progressing, and we'll get to that once we do the usual thing of saying if you do enjoy my prediction series, do consider dropping a like on this video and subscribing to the channel. If you're new around here, there's still time to check out my predictions for today's Euro matches if you are watching this at the time of release, so make sure you do check that video out as well. And without any further ado, let's just get into it. It is time for Group C of Copa America Matchday 3, where, like I say, it is still mathematically possible for all of these teams to get through from this group. So for Bolivia, they are going to need to beat Panama and hope that Uruguay beat America and get an 8-goal swing in their favour. So that's the least likely thing that is going to happen, but it is still possible that it could happen. For Panama, they have to beat Bolivia and hope that Uruguay don't lose to America. That secures them getting through. For America, they have to beat Uruguay and hope that they better Panama's result and they will continue to go through on goal difference. For Uruguay, obviously they just have to win. But it is actually still mathematically possible for Uruguay to still get knocked out, because if America win by a significant enough margin and Panama win by a significant enough margin, Uruguay could still go out as well. But we're going to start with the Bolivia against Panama game because I think that is probably the easiest to call. Bolivia really haven't shown anything in this tournament so far. You can even see from the table on your screen, they've not even scored a goal yet in this tournament. And American fans that are hoping that Bolivia can turn up tonight and do them a massive favour by beating Panama, let me tell you now, American fans, every single time Panama have played Bolivia, Panama have beaten Bolivia. And unfortunately, I'm going to go for the same result tonight, and I'm going to go for a 2-0 win. I just don't think Bolivia have got it in them to really cause any issue with this group. In the world rankings, they're significantly lower than the other 3 teams. They've not offered anything against America and Uruguay. I don't expect them to offer anything against Panama tonight, and I'm going to go for a 2-0 win to Panama, which means that America are going to have to beat Uruguay, but any scoreline in favour of America in that scenario would be enough to see them go through, because as we've already spoken about, Panama would then go to +1 goal difference with a 2-0 win, meaning that any victory for America would still see them go above Panama on goal difference. The only issue is Uruguay have been absolutely phenomenal in this tournament so far, and to be honest, I just think they're better than America, with the greatest of respects. I think Uruguay look really, really dangerous. They look like they're going to score every single time they go forward, and they blew away Bolivia, they blew away Panama, and unfortunately, for American fans, I think they're blowing away America tonight as well. I'm going to go for 3-1 to Uruguay, which will obviously mean that they top the group with Panama finishing second, but who knows? Like I say, for America, it's got to be a victory in my opinion. I think if they get the draw, which could happen, I could definitely see America getting a point out of this game, but I don't see them getting the victory. So ultimately, it will mean that they end up crashing out of their home tournament at the group stages because they blew it against Panama. They had the opportunity to seal it right there and then. They failed, and this is the way it is. I do expect Uruguay to get the win. I don't expect Uruguay to make too many changes. I know some people are speculating that they will make some changes, but like I said, it is still mathematically possible for Uruguay to still get knocked out from this stage. But I think they're going to end it in style. I think it's going to be 3 wins from 3. Panama to beat Bolivia. Uruguay to beat America. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments section below. It's going to be another fascinating night of action. I think it's going to be a great game between America and Uruguay, and I can't wait to see the highlights of that when I get up tomorrow morning. But that's the way I see this one ending. Thank you very much for watching as always. I'll catch you tomorrow for the final day of the Copa America group stages.